Devo starnutire. Okay, all right.
Italian Wine Podcast. Chin Chin with Italian wine people.
Welcome to another episode of On the Road with Stevie Kim. Continuing the interviews that took place at the Wine Cube in Rome, Stevie sits down with Vania Valentini, ALMA Master Sommelier and AIS official taster. Vania Valentini is vice curator for the Guida Grandi Champagne. Catch their discussion about Italian sparkling wines and French champagne, which were the topics of Vania's recent masterclass.
Hello, my name's Stevie Kim, and welcome to Italian Wine Podcast on the Road edition. That means we'll be playing this video also on the MammaJumboShrimp, our sister channel, YouTube channel. So today we will be going through some of the master classes during Wine Cube for Partesa. We've done this already in the past. We've done it in Milan. And today we have, of course, one of the lead speakers for one of the master classes, especially about champagne. So who doesn't love champagne? And here with us today is truly a champagne expert. Her name is Vania Valentini, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Vania, so tell us a little bit about yourself for our audience who may not know who you are. Where are you from? Are you originally from Rome?
Actually not, I'm from North, I'm from Emilia-Romagna, close to Bologna, Reggio Emilia. It's a place where we drink a lot of sparkling wine, but the sparkling wine is red, bubbles, Lambrusco. So we are quite in our blood, the bubbles. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is the reason why I'm so passionate about sparkling wine or champagne, but yes, I'm in charge for the Grandi Champagne in Italy. Which is a guide.
It's a guide
concerning champagne, and yes, what I'm doing is going champagne very often, tasting a lot of champagne, writing about the champagne, and then this guide, and also in my website, which is vaniavalentini.com. But in the last couple of years, I realized that also in Italy we are growing very much about sparkling wine. Since we have a lot of different grape varieties, different soils and terroirs in Italy as well, and so I'm start to be passionate about also Italian sparkling wine in the last time. But of course, champagne is always the king.
So. Yeah, okay. You're highly specialized in sparkling wines.
Yes.
Is that correct? So today you did a special tasting. How many wines did you taste today?
I had 9 different sparkling wine. 3 from Italy and 6 from Champagne.
Okay, so give us a little bit of the dry tasting, what you did today.
What I tried to do in a very short time, because it was just an hour, so it wasn't so much time, but try to let people concentrate on the glass and try to find out what terroir, soil and grape variety was inside the glass. Different, so it wasn't a competition, you know. Of course, champagne is champagne, Cote Blanc is Cote Blanc, Montagne de Reims or Cote Bar is different. And also Italian sparkling white wine, especially when they are coming from a very good producer or really organic, especially organic producer, you can find different shades into the glass. So to try to listen.
So what are the 3 Italian wines you've tasted today?
The 3
Italian sparklers.
Right, so the very first one was Amidio, which is coming from Soave, which is famous for different
Carugate.
Yeah. With the name of the maison is Carugate, and it was really stunning because it was a grape variety which is called Durello, which is not so famous, but it's impressive.
It's not famous at all. Nobody knows.
Yes, but
it's a secret.
Yeah, exactly. We have in Italy only 450 hectares of these grape varieties. It's only there with volcanic soils, and it's impressive because you really can taste the citrus, the fruit in the mouth.
Very high in acidity, right?
Yes, and also a lot of longevity.
So you had 1 Durello, and what other 2 Italian
and
wines?
Then we had Trento Doc. So we moved a little bit north in Trentino. Of course, you have a different soil. You have a Dolomia, which is where you have the Dolomites mountains, and Chardonnay. And it was impressive because you had a sparkling wine with 10 years on yeast, but it was so fine, so elegant, so delicate, but at the same time with a lot of body structure, so really good. And most of the people appreciated it. It was really, really interesting and elegant as well.
Which one? Which was the?
De Coteaux, the name.
Okay.
From Cantina Roeno.
Rowena. Oh yes,
In
I've
the
had
Trento,
that wine
yeah.
actually. Okay, and then the third Italian wine?
The third one was Marc Alberto. We still are in the north of Italy. We are in Langhe, where Barolo comes from, or Barbaresco. This is a sparkling wine with 70% of Pinot Noir, 30% of Chardonnay. The soil are from limestone. And it was so elegant with some butter scents, some more, expressive.
So that was your last wine, right? Third
Yeah.
wine to
Italian,
start
that's Italian.
Go over to the champagne.
Yes, then we moved to the Côte Blanc in Champagne. That means Chardonnay, 100%. Crama, which is a Grand Cru in Côte Blanc. The name of the producer was Thibaut Valois, which is a small vigneron. 15 hectares, and it's so beautiful because it's a perfect picture of the Côte Blanc. Citrus, cray, which is the stone, the white stone you have there. Really, really fragrant, really fresh.
Chalk.
And perfect picture of the Côte Blanc. Really expressive, really fresh, really straight. And then we still had Thibaut Valois with vintage 2015, which is very impressive and generous vintage in Champagne.
Okay, and then do you recall?
And then we moved to the Vallée de la Marne. You find a different grape variety, especially there, which is the Meunier. So we had Eric Tallier with the 100% Meunier.
They don't call it Petit Meunier anymore.
No, actually they call it
Yeah.
still because they've been saying Petit Meunier for ages, so they still call it Petit Meunier. But actually the proper name now is Meunier.
Yeah.
Which is red grapes, generous, fruity, but with Eric Taillet, which is the name of the producer. You also have even here freshness, elegance, a lot of minerality, and there you don't find the chalk like in the Valois. In the Vallée de la Marne, you find different soils, clay, sands, and also limo.
Lime. So how does that translate into the taste of the wine?
The Meunier is really fruity, but Eric Taillet is good because Meunier sometimes is too much. It's too heavy. You don't even say that it's Meunier, and you don't even say it's Vallée de la Marne because it's too elegant. It's very elegant. So it's fantastic vigneron, I think, because with the three rustic grape varieties, it creates a really elegant expression.
Okay, and what about the next wine?
The next one was still Eric Taillet with a different parcel, more structure.
So you had like three champagne houses and two labels from each champagne
Exactly.
house? Okay.
So different parcel, very old vineyards from the dad, so more expression, more structure. And then we moved to the Côte d'Ivoire or Aube, which is the south of Champagne, which changing again the soils. It's more ancient, it's a Kimmerich, coming from 150 million years ago. It's the same soil of Chablis, because the same soil of Sancerre, and there you find Pinot Noir, especially Pinot Noir, 95% of Pinot Noir in the Aube or Côte d'Ivoire, the same. Today we have the Drapier, which is a really old maison from the 1100th century. The very first bottle we had was the Sans Soufre, without sulfites, without dosage, so very pure Pinot Noir from the Aube. And it was the completely opposite of the Côte Blanc of the Valois, because it was generous, red fruits, but at the same time it was fresh and salty. You can read the terroir and the soil. And then we go to the Grand Cendré, which is the Cuvée de Prestige of the Maison de Drapier. And there you find Champagne had 10 years on yeast, 55% Pinot Noir, 45% Chardonnay. So elegant, so full body, so structured. It's like a red wine. You can match it with red meat or really important dishes in the restaurant. So really.
And that was your last wine?
Exactly.
Yeah. So Vania, for maybe some of us who are not as an expert like yourself in champagne, how would you pair these wines with food? Of course, champagne, we all drink it just on itself, but does it go also with food?
Absolutely, yes.
And what kind of, like, how do you pair the champagne with food?
Well, it all depends of the champagne, of course, because the nice thing about champagne is you can find the champagne for aperitif, really, you like the Beauvalois Blanc de Blanc, the one I said before, really fresh. You can drink it on the beach without thinking anything, just freshness. And the one with more Pinot Noir, Romanier, with more fruit, red fruits and structure, so you can even match pairing with fish, but also red meat. So it all depends of the years on the yeast, so the aging of the grape varieties, of the area it's coming from. It is important to know about champagne before to decide how to pair champagne, because champagne is really complicated.
Because people don't imagine eating red meat with champagne, right?
I know, but Pinot Noir, for example, so a Blanc de Noir is a red grapes. So you can even remove the skin in order to press it and to have a white sparkling wine, but the structure is from Pinot Noir. If you have a Blanc de Blanc, if you have a Blanc de Noir, you can taste and see and feel the difference. The Pinot Noir is structured. And especially when the Pinot Noir is, let's say, the aging is on bois, on the wood, with wood, and also many years on yeast, it gets structure and structure and structure, so it's absolutely more pairable with meat than some red, thinny wine.
Okay, so let's say just one like practical question for our champagne consumers out there. If I have a budget, can you give us like a range of what kind of wines to choose? Because it's champagne, there's champagne and there's champagne, right? So tell us like the ranges of the prices for the three houses that you've tasted today. So the 6 champagnes. And then compare that with the Italian wines.
The very first one we had, the Beauvalois, the Blanc de Blanc, so just 2 years on yeast, just Chardonnay, no aging on wood, so simple and straight. It was about, would you like the price?
Yeah.
It's around 40, 45 euros, and it's really honest, because today, I have to say, the Chardonnay in Côte de Blanc is about 9, 10 euro per kilo. Which is impossible to find a price like this in the world, and it's increasing. So inside a bottle of champagne you have 30, 14 euro only of raw material, of grapes. So it's a honest, really honest price, especially today that you don't find champagne. Champagne is really impossible to have it, because the demand is really growing a lot. And then we have Eric Taillet with the Meunier. It was a little bit more complex, so I think it's about, you can find something like 80 euro, but more complexity, more structure, more, research also of the aging. Until the Cuvée de Prestige, which is the most and better expression of the Maison, with a lot of years on the east, and etc., etc. And here, a honest price is like Grand Cendré of Drapier is, I think, around 80, 90 euro. But we know that sometimes you can find a really big name of the good Cuvée de Prestige, also 1,500 euros. So it also depends. Champagne can, the range is 40 until 1,500, 2,000. Yeah.
All right. What about the Italian wines? What are the price ranges for those?
Well, the
Durello, the Trento
Durello, I
Doc,
don't know really, but I don't think it's much. I think I don't want to say something wrong, but something 18, 20 euros. The Rueno, which is the Trento Doc, I think is about 45, and then Marco Alberto, same 40, 45.
Okay. One last question, Vania. Okay. So, if you had one wine to choose to go to an island, which wine would you choose?
I changing all the time. Nowadays, I would say Cristal.
Cristal.
Yeah.
Any particular?
Maybe the 2008.
The vintage.
Because 2008, it can age forever. So, I just keep it with me, and I know that it's not going to to get old. So.
Okay, well, that's a wrap. From here, we had a conversation with Vania Valentini, the champagne expert, and she did a masterclass with the champagnes, 6 champagnes and 3 sparklers from Italy. That's it, chin chin with Italian wine people, and see you next time. Ciao ragazzi! Okay, cheers.
Cheers, grazie.
And that's a wrap. For more fascinating stories from the world of wine, go to ItalianWinePodcast.com or find us on SoundCloud, Himalaya, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods. Don't forget to subscribe and like all our channels. Chin chin, and thanks for listening.